Hi everyone, as you may know, I also run the Facebook group, the Whitley Bay EV Society, just to try and promote as many people to go electric as possible and to show different ways you can get an electric car, even if you can't get a home charger. So it's more difficult, it can be more expensive, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. And so this is one of the solutions I wanted to highlight. It was covered on Fully Charged years ago, but actually remains still a really good way to go electric if you don't have your own home charger. So without further ado, let's check out Connected Kerb. So Connected Kerb, they're a lovely British company, and essentially they set up public or private chargers in car parks, on the edge of or on-street charging. And I'll just go over some of their solutions and why it might be relevant to you and what some of the benefits are. So they have 4 different types of post to charge an electric car. And so we'll go through a few of those now and what they look like. They've got the Chameleon, which is on a stick. They've got a Gecko, which is on a smaller stick. The Chameleon can do 2 cars at once, from 7 to 22 kilowatts. It's always AC charging. It's an AC charging company. It's a slow charging company. Gecko the same. Limpet is another one that we've seen. I've covered the Sunderland car park, the Riverside car park, which has over 160 of these installed, which is absolutely fabulous. And the Scarab as well. So the Limpet and the Gecko have got, well, actually, I think it's just the Limpet. I've got this weird twisting mechanism that fools some people. So you've got to put it in, and then you've got to twist it clockwise in order to actually get in. Don't know why they've designed it that way. I don't know who's trying to put stuff in to one of these electric car chargers that requires a weird twisting action. But without further, let's have a quick look at them. So the first one that I loaded up was the Gecko. And so if you're going to be parking for 2 or 8 hours, you've driven into town, you're at work, then one of these charging at 7 to 22 kilowatts is a great idea. And they say that it's going to last really long. You have the powers coming up this big pole and then coming into the back of the charger there, which is well secured. You can use an RFID card, and they work well with Octopus Electros. And they're on there, which is how I know about it. And yeah, you can get 1 phase or 3 phase for 7 or 11 or 22 kilowatt charging. So that is the Gecko. What else have we got over here? We've got the Chameleon. And you can have 2 cars at once with this one, so that makes a lot of sense to reduce the amount of infrastructure you have to put in. Put one of these in between the back of 2 car parking spaces. Fantastic. And it seems like they've got a case study of Coventry Council doing a lot of this, so hopefully you can see that on the screen. And they look like they work pretty good, and they've got the 2 spots for RFID cards to work there. You can use their app, you can use the QR code, so people might put other QR codes to try and get money off you on those. So maybe QR codes aren't the greatest example of a great way to do it. But yeah, they're low obstruction and low pedestrian impact type chargers to put in, which is why they are suggested for your public car parks and things like that. This is a wall-mounted one. This is the Limpet. I've used these. You've got to push it in with your cable at a bit of an angle, kind of at 45 degrees there, and you push it in and then you twist it clockwise until it's upright, and then it locks in. And it's made of recycled car tyres. Wonderful. That sounds good. Reusing it looks quite robust, doesn't it? And it's designed to last for 20 years. Absolutely fantastic. I seem to remember their name came from, they were going to put these on curbs, and they were going to replace curbs, and they were going to have broadband running through these rubber curbs and then shove these limpets on. I think they've got rid of the rest of those things, and they've just decided to do these, and you can put them onto car parks. And I've shown you the Riverside one in Sunderland where you've got those. So that's fantastic. Lastly, you've got another one that I think are just cheaper. Similar thing, but you can plonk these in front of a car parking space at a multi-story car park or at work or whatever, and there's no twisting. But you've still got, it's still commercially viable because you've got these RFID card things, so you can easily bill people, etc., or just put them on the Connected Kerb network. So they have quite a few towns where they're all set up. You can see that there's a few in the northeast here, and I'll cover those, but there's 400 in Birmingham. There's quite a few hundred near London. There's a few in Swansea or Cardiff or South Wales, probably a better way to put that. So that's fantastic. And you know, they've got decent prices. So if you don't enable smart charging, it's just 50p a kilowatt hour. You can get discounts. Have a look at my EV subscription videos, what the discounts might mean. Essentially, you get 20% off, and 50p becomes 40p. Wonderful. But they also do time of use charging. So let's get that up for you. Smarter charging at your fingertips, and then you get down to 45p already. So you don't even have to pay a subscription if you're just plugging in at night. You're setting a schedule. You say you plug in at 7 p.m. when you get home. This is on a outside your street, etc., at home or nearby or 100 yards away, a distance you don't mind walking after plugging in. Then it could be ready for you by the morning at a price which is exactly, well, this would be cheaper than petrol. And so if you can get one near your house or at your work, that's not a bad price. It's not a great price, but it's not bad, and it's cheaper than petrol, barely. So there you go. So what have I done, and what am I going to show you next? Well, I'm going to show you how South Tyneside, and hopefully you can see the map of South Tyneside here, South Shields, has embraced connected curb and set up a few in the car parks. So this is the first one we're going to visit. It is the Laygate connected curb. And so this is right by a community centre down near the Tyne dock. And 50p a kilowatt hour through Octopus. And there's this one down by the quayside as well. So let's go visit those sites and see what we think of those. Okay, give us a second. Hi everybody, I'm at one of the connected curb chargers here in South Tyneside. The council have been allowing permission for these to be installed all over the county, which is absolutely fantastic. They're one of the cheapest AC charging available. They're currently at 52p in hours, and out of hours it's down to 46p. I think there's probably still a bit of work to get that rate a little bit down. Hopefully UK electricity gets a bit lower, because at around 40p then you're cheaper than petrols, or definitely cheaper than petrol. So I'd really be keen to see about a 20% reduction in the price there. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and show you where these chargers are. So there's no restrictions coming into this car park, and here you are for the connected curb chargers. They're both 7 kilowatt. And as you see, you share the bay with disabled drivers, so you're allowed to have disabled or electric car charging only, and it's quite a nice, neat little install. Who knows how much these get used, but you could really use these as a if you don't have home charging at home, you can use their app. You can use an Octopus Electroverse RFID card. Other roaming apps will work. I think ZapPay will work. It is a bit low, it's about at hip height here, but it's nice and easy to plug into, and it's got none of the twisting ones. So Connected Curb actually do a few different versions of the chargers. They've put this one on a big metal post, but they do have other ones that limp it, where you've got to screw it in a bit and twist it, but they're not exclusively those. These ones are just plug in and play. So it's great that people without home charging have an option just to come down to a local charge point provider's public car park and get plugged in and get prices that are competitive with petrol, of almost being cheaper. So hopefully that'll happen soon in the UK. You can get subscriptions. Check out my CPO or EV charging subscriptions video for what is possible in the UK. You can get 20% discount, which takes these down to actually 40p, which is definitely cheaper than petrol. With OVO, with what's the other one called? Is it SharePoint? Plugsurfer. So you can definitely get these cheaper and cheaper. So let me know if that would be interesting to you, or if that would work, because there's loads of flats and things just over here. There's loads of terrace houses just around here that could get an EV, but I bet the owners don't even know about them. They're quite subtle, you wouldn't particularly know, and could really decarbonise your transport and get you 100% every day if you wanted, if that's what you want. Or you can come down here just once a week, and then you've only got your short walk back to your house once a week to charge, probably once a fortnight on the typical average EV's battery and the average UK commuters driving. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think. Hey Bye. Guys, another connected curb charger. There's loads of these if you look on the Zap app or Octopus Electroverse for how many connected curb chargers. Obviously the South Tyneside Council has figured out that these are a reasonable option for on-street or
in-car park destination chargers. These are 2 other 7 kilowatt chargers. Some, like I said in the other video, connected Kerb chargers are the twist-ins and they're limpets, but I think these are geckos. There's 4 different types, all suitable for different sort of environments, but you can use an RFID card, you can use this QR code scanner, or you can use the ID, or you can phone them up if you want to pay for your charging. And because this car park is completely free, this would actually be very price competitive versus petrol, and only once a week, or if you're working. I think this is a South Tyneside Council office block. If you're working in South Shields or anywhere near the docks here really, then you could have a very, very convenient life with no home charger, just charging on one of these things once a week, because the average EV could probably commute for at least 2 weeks. You might be a bit uncomfortable letting it go down to sort of 20%, but if you did, you're getting at least 2 weeks on a charge for most EVs, for most people's driving habits in the UK. The average driving distance annually is less than 8,000 miles these days. EV drivers tend to do more because the fueling's so cheap and people like them so much. So I'm going to go and find the ferry across the Tyne and then get back to my car and get off home to go pick up the kids. But we've seen all of the docks with all the renewable energy. We've seen Equinor's factory, the Doggerbank Wind Farm service centre. I can see one of the monopiles right now, and we've seen the Smulders yard where all the T-pieces are, and some of the offshore DC converter stations are going to be placed as well. So absolutely fantastic seeing the docks transform down here into a hub of renewable energy, which is absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's a BT office. Looks a bit empty. Probably closed down, hasn't it? But yeah, this is right by the customs house in North Shields, where there's comedy gigs and stuff like that down there. And I'm about to get the ferry, the Pride of the Tyne, across the way. And they actually need a new ferry coming up. They're just looking for funding. Wouldn't it be great if they managed to get an EV ferry sorted? That would be wonderful. Right, let's see how I pay for this ferry. Make sure I don't miss it. See you in the next one, guys.
Hello everyone. Right, so a little roundup. I've been round all these car parks in South Tyneside and I've counted them all up. So South Tyneside County Council have been quite good, and they've put in 64 EV chargers, which is really quite impressive. Have a look at all of these here on the screen. It's really good. They're mainly in 1 or 2s, but some of them are 5s, a couple of them are 6s, so it provides you with that assurity that there's going to be one available. And the prices ain't bad, really, between 55 and 45p. So it's all right. Could be a little lower, as I say, but hopefully, with power prices coming down, that will come down. I think this is really good, but let's contrast that with how North Tyneside Council have been doing. Absolutely nothing. So that is quite interesting. Sunderland, just down the way, have got a few, but it seems that South Tyneside have got an effective EV strategy. Perhaps they've used the local electric vehicle infrastructure fund to get an EV officer, and they've made a strategy that actually works and actually gets chargers in the doors. Is this 100% the right strategy? Well, I think just approving Turbocharge would be a lot better. But if they're worried about the legalities of that, if they haven't caught up with the government guidelines on cross-pavement solutions yet, or if just you are nervous that you can't park near your car once a week, once a fortnight, I always count on my terrace street, that perhaps a solution like this would be better where there's a few chargers on your road, or if there's a few chargers in the car park. But if you can park near your home, you're going to pay 7p overnight, or an equivalent really low fee, and you might save £1,000 versus petrol a year if you're driving 10,000 miles a year. Whereas if you're doing this and you're paying 45p or 40p, then you're only going to save £100 or something. It's going to be about the same as petrol, and there may be some more inconvenience involved. So if you can charge at your work, wonderful. If you can work it into your life, like going to the gym or something, wonderful. But if not, you may find it inconvenient. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think these solutions are good, what you like about them, if the twisty thing is very annoying, or what you're going to do to write to your councillors to get them to consider putting in some local EV chargers to your area for those who can't charge at home. Okay, everyone. Please ask some questions, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll try and get back to you. Any suggestions for videos or anything you'd like covered, let me know and I'll see what I can do. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.